The Audacity of Thriving: How Black Women Entrepreneurs Are Rewriting Success Against All Odds. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me today at this TED event where ideas worth spreading take center stage. I'm truly honored to be here sharing insights from my recent interview with Monique Webb Papaya, a visionary force whose work has fundamentally transformed how we understand entrepreneurship in America. Monique isn't just an advocate for Black women entrepreneurs, she's a revolutionary architect building entirely new pathways to success. Her groundbreaking research has become required reading in business schools nationwide, and her mentorship programs have directly impacted over 10,000 Black women entrepreneurs across all 50 states. What makes Monique extraordinary isn't just her brilliance, it's her refusal to accept the limitations others place on her community and her relentless dedication to proving that Black women aren't just participating in America's entrepreneurial story, they're authoring its most compelling chapters. When I sat down with Monique for the Soft Girl Era podcast, I expected to hear familiar narratives about barriers and challenges. Instead, what emerged was something far more powerful: a story that challenges everything we think we know about resilience, innovation, and the future of American business. Let me start with something that might shock you. Black women are currently the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in the United States. This isn't just incremental growth, it's revolutionary. Between 2019 and 2023, Black women owned businesses saw average revenue increases of 32.7%. Let that sink in for a moment. That's nearly triple the 12.1% increase seen across all women owned businesses during the same period. This remarkable growth is happening not because the path is easy, but despite the fact that it remains extraordinarily difficult. And that's what makes this story so compelling, so worthy of our attention, and so profoundly disruptive to conventional wisdom about who succeeds in America and why. The traditional narrative around Black women in business centers on deficits, what they lack, the barriers they face, the support they don't receive. But Monique helped me see that this deficit focused lens misses the most important part of the story. Black women entrepreneurs aren't just surviving, they're innovating, scaling, and transforming the business landscape in ways that demand our attention and respect. As Monique eloquently put it during our interview, the question isn't why Black women are struggling in business, it's how they're managing to thrive despite systems designed for them to fail. This reframing is crucial because it shifts our focus from pity to possibility, from assistance to investment, from charity to opportunity. And it's about time we made this shift because the data tells us something powerful. When Black women succeed in business, everyone benefits. But to fully appreciate this success, we must first understand the unique challenges Black women entrepreneurs face. Monique identified three key insights that I believe everyone in this room needs to understand. First, Black women entrepreneurs navigate what Monique calls the dual challenge: the intersection of racial and gender discrimination that creates unique barriers to success. This isn't theoretical, it's painfully evident in the data. In April 2025, Black women saw their unemployment rate jump to 6.1%, compared to just 3.3% for white women. This employment vulnerability often pushes Black women toward entrepreneurship out of necessity, not just choice. As one entrepreneur told Monique, I didn't leave corporate America left me. This reality creates a complex relationship with entrepreneurship. It becomes both a lifeline and a high wire act without a safety net. Second, access to capital remains the greatest barrier to growth. Despite being the fastest growing entrepreneurial group, Black women continue to face systemic barriers in accessing funding. Women led businesses receive only 7% of global venture capital. In low and middle income countries, they are 30% less likely to secure funding than their male counterparts. For Black women, these statistics are even more stark. The third insight Monique shared is that community and resource networks are absolutely critical for success. Organizations that foster community, networking, and collaboration opportunities are essential for uplifting Black women business owners. These networks help overcome isolation and provide access to mentorship, which is crucial since women globally are 20% less likely than men to feel confident in their business skills. As Monique powerfully stated, in a world that wasn't built for us, we build our own tables and invite each other to sit. Now, let me share some specific stories from Monique's research that illuminate these points. The Wells Fargo Revenue Growth Study tracked Black women owned businesses from 2019 to 2023 during some of the most challenging economic conditions in recent history. These entrepreneurs faced a perfect storm: a global pandemic, economic uncertainty, and the ongoing challenges of securing capital with higher interest rates and smaller loan amounts than their counterparts. Yet, what happened defies expectation. These women didn't just survive, they revolutionized their approach to business. They leveraged digital platforms. When traditional doors closed, they formed powerful community networks that became lifelines of support and opportunity. They sought alternative funding sources like community development financial institutions when banks turned them away. The result? That remarkable 32.7% revenue growth I mentioned earlier, nearly tripling the growth rate for all women owned businesses. This didn't happen because the path was cleared for them. It happened because they refused to accept that the path had to remain as it was. Consider the story Monique shared about BP's investment analysis of women led businesses in 2023. Their research revealed that women entrepreneurs globally face a staggering funding gap, receiving only 7% of global venture capital, despite representing a much larger percentage of business owners. Organizations like BP's have worked tirelessly to dismantle these barriers by providing targeted support, mentorship, and investment opportunities specifically designed for women entrepreneurs. Their portfolio showed progress. Women led businesses secured 55% of the total investment raised in 2023. But dig deeper, and you find that the median amount they received was just $105,000, significantly lower than the $204,000 median for all businesses. As Monique noted, the problem isn't that Black women can't build successful businesses. The problem is they're doing it with a fraction of the resources available to everyone else. Perhaps most telling is what happened in April 2025. Black women lost 106,000 jobs in a single month, with their unemployment rate rising from 5.1% to 6.1%, a full percentage point increase that far exceeded the stable rates for white women and Hispanic women. According to HBCU Money, the number of Black women employed reached a 5-month low, while the number unemployed hit a 5-month high. Yet, despite this employment vulnerability, Black women continue to lead in entrepreneurship growth, demonstrating remarkable resilience and determination. This isn't just impressive, it's revolutionary. It challenges everything we think we know about what drives success in America. What these stories reveal is something profound about resilience, innovation, and the untapped potential of Black women entrepreneurs. As Monique explained, when you have to navigate systems not designed for your success, you develop extraordinary problem solving skills. Black women entrepreneurs aren't just building businesses, they're reimagining what business can be. This reimagining is precisely what our economy needs right now. In a rapidly changing global marketplace, the ability to innovate, adapt, and thrive despite constraints isn't just admirable, it's essential. The skills Black women entrepreneurs have developed out of necessity are exactly the skills needed to lead in an uncertain future. But here's where we need to be honest with ourselves. The success of Black women entrepreneurs isn't happening because the playing field is level. It's happening despite the fact that it remains dramatically uneven. And this raises an important question: what might be possible if we remove these barriers? Imagine for a moment what our economy might look like if Black women um, entrepreneurs had equal access to capital, mentorship, and opportunity. The growth we're seeing now, impressive as it is, represents just a fraction of the potential being left on the table. This isn't just about fairness, though fairness certainly matters. It's about economic opportunity for everyone. When we limit the potential of any group of entrepreneurs, we limit innovation, job creation, and economic growth for all of us. As Monique so eloquently put it during our interview, the success of Black women entrepreneurs isn't just good for Black women, it's good for America. So, where do we go from here? How do we move from admiring resilience to creating equity? I believe we stand at a crossroads. We can continue to marvel at the extraordinary success Black women entrepreneurs achieve despite systemic barriers, or we can commit to dismantling those barriers altogether. The choice before us isn't just about supporting one demographic group, it's about unleashing the full entrepreneurial potential of our nation. It's about recognizing that the most innovative solutions often come from those who have had to navigate the most challenging paths. I challenge you today, not just to applaud the resilience of Black women entrepreneurs, but to become active participants in creating a business landscape where that extraordinary resilience isn't required for basic success. Invest in Black women owned businesses, mentor aspiring entrepreneurs, examine your own organization's practices around funding, support, and opportunity. Advocate for policy changes that address systemic barriers. Because here's the truth that Monique's research makes undeniable. When we remove the barriers facing Black women entrepreneurs, we don't just change their trajectory, we transform our entire economy. The extraordinary success we're seeing now is happening despite the system. Imagine what might be possible because of a new system, one designed for equitable opportunity. As Monique reminded me, in the soft girl era, we're not asking for permission to take our place at the table. We're building new tables all together, and everyone's invited to the feast. The question isn't whether Black women entrepreneurs will continue to succeed against the odds. They've proven they will. The question is whether we'll have the courage to create a world where they don't have to. Thank you.